This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Well, I have to bring up, we talked earlier, I've got the Bible here, the Red Book.
Yeah, man.
1986.
Explain to everybody, Mr. Crockett, what you're holding in your hand.
All right. Starting with my father, every wrestling match that ever happened, he had a red book. This is a red book, a diary, so to speak. Every match, the outcomes and so forth were all in the book. And it progressed every year. Unfortunately, the only books I have left are 1986, 1985, and 1987. It was just, there were too many. And my boss, she said, no more. You can't hold me. It's like Lois. Come on. Yeah.
Wait, hold on. So what'd you do with those books? So what'd you do with those? What'd you do with the books?
I gave them away.
Conrad.
I know. I'm heartbroken too. So hypothetically, in a loud and clear voice, can you tell me who you gave those away to? I'd just like to program that in my phone. So yeah, we're excited that you're here because you actually sent Tony and I a screen grab of one of those because you found the actual event that we're talking about today, and it had
all the
matches and
hold on here. Let me get the wolf. I mean, this 1986 book is what you call very used. Let me see if you guys can see this.
Wow.
This is the 1986 Starrcade. It has the running total every day of ticket sales, final, and then all the matches.
So, you know, we've seen Bruce Pritchard keep a record like this when he was booking with Vince back in the day.
Right.
You were writing down houses and advances and the actual card. Did your brother Jimmy keep a book similar to this, or were you?
This was his. This was his.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this was his. You know, he was the leader of the company, so he was in charge of the book, and so he didn't want them.
Really?
You know, did not want anything, and just.
It was a sore spot, so he was ready to just done with
it. A sore spot, and then two, you know, Turner, when they took us over, they backed up a truck, but I thought they were going to take everything, but they didn't. They didn't take the 16 millimeter film that we shot in Greensboro and other buildings, the 2-inch tape that was all the way back to my father's time, when we used to produce wrestling at WBT in Charlotte, WREL, GHP and High Point. All those tapes are gone. They didn't want to deal with them. So, and they can't find the tapes that they did take. You know, Georgia Championship Wrestling, Turner kept one tape, 2-inch tape, and stored it upstairs in Techwood, but they remodeled and sent it to Iron Mountain, and that's gone. Vince doesn't have it.
So I think you and I have mentioned that before to each other off air, but we've never actually talked about it where everyone could hear. Some of our listeners will hear you say that and say, "Hey, what the heck is Iron Mountain?" As you understand it, how was Iron Mountain explained to you?
Iron Mountain is a storage facility that they would take television tapes, films, and store them. You know, that it's conditioned space. In other words, humidity, temperature, it's always constant. So your television tapes and film are not in danger of being destroyed by the elements. You know, people store files.
Yeah.
At Iron Mountain. It's a company.
So as the legend
they're there
goes,
somewhere.
There you go. The old TBS tapes are there. But I am curious, you know, take me through how these transfers, these red books happened. Is this when your brother moved back to Texas, or is this when you guys sold, or years later? When do you remember getting his old books there?
When we sold, it was a combination. The older books he did not take with him to Texas. His books he took to Texas, of course. Then he didn't want to keep them. You know, that when the deal was made with Turner, he said, that's it. And so it came to an abrupt end.
And he just like shipped you a whole box of wrestling stuff?
I went to Texas and sort of cleaned the office there and took different things. The people from Turner went down there too to see what was available. And, you know, that's a shame because too, if you remember, we bought Mid-South.
Yeah.
So all those tapes were sitting at the station there in Dallas. Don't know what happened to those. I know Turner didn't take them. Think about that.
Yeah. So
maybe Bill Watts has them.
It's worth an ask.
Yeah.
I get it. It's a wrestling podcast, but he's saving us money on our mortgage. Do you really trust this process? The reviews don't lie. 5-star review after 5-star review. We make it fast, we make it easy, and it's no cost or obligation. Give us a shot to earn your business. I'm telling you, you'll be glad you did, especially if you like keeping more of your own money. You don't need perfect credit or money out of your pocket, so what are you waiting for? Hurry to savewithconrad.com. What all was in Dallas that would make Turner want to come out and take a look? Is it just files, or was there more to it than that in the office out there?
More files. All production was basically done here, except, you know, the tapes that Mid-South had, and we would work on some things there. But as far as any production, basically production, the shows, interviews.
Well, Tony, it's pretty remarkable to think all these years later, not only do we have Mr. David Crockett with us for Starrcade 86, but he's brought along Jimmy's book. This is about as cool of a guest as we could possibly have for our watch along. And this is a marathon show, boys and girls. So we want you to not only pull it up, but find a time code. We're season 4, episode 1, Starrcade 86. We're 1 hour, 23 minutes and 36 seconds. Without us starting here, this would have been a 4-hour affair, Tony.
Yeah.
And candidly, at my advanced stage, I would peter out. So I'm glad that you guys decided to acquiesce to me and let us trim this up a little bit. So we're at 1 hour, 23 minutes and 36 seconds. And Tony, I think you have a very special countdown for us today.
Yeah, we're gonna have our buddy and David. We have our friends who are low-key big hogs and our fans do our countdown for us. So we're gonna have one from another one from DJ Turner out of Atlanta. It's a very involved, long countdown. So please bear with us on that. You'll enjoy this, David. Here are the matches that we are not going to, by the way, not going to show you, because with the exception of one of them, most of them were just
sort of there.
They were. Yeah, they weren't main event matches. It started out with Tim Horner and Nelson Royal against Rocky Kernodle and Don Kernodle, Brad Armstrong and Jimmy Garvin, Hector Guerrero and Baron Von Raschke against Shaska and the Barbarian, Crusher and Ivan against the Kansas Jayhawks, Wahoo McDaniel against Rick Rude in an Indian strap match, and Sam Houston and Bill Dundee for the Central States title. So those 6 matches we will not bring you, but we will start with Jimmy Valiant against Paul Jones, because we spent a lot of time on that one, and that was the first match announced, and that's going to be the hair of Paul Jones against the hair of Big Mama. Ha. So, so with that in mind, if everybody...
I'm glad it was just the hair.
Yeah, I bet you are. Okay.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money, it's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.